Hey guys, welcome back to LOI Fan TV. We're back again for Gameweek 16 predictions and preview. Yes, so once again I'm joined by Ross. Ross, how are you?
Oh, good, Luke. Oh, good. Yeah, a lot better this week than last. Anyway, yourself?
Yeah, it's likewise. Life's not too bad in first place, so hopefully long may it continue.
Yeah, I'm sure about that. But looking forward to chatting about these ones now. Decent,
Okay,
decent amount of fixtures.
yeah, decent too, right? Yeah, yeah. So I suppose we'll jump straight in. Drawdy United are playing host to Derry City. Now kind of contrary results on the weekend. Derry went joint top with
Yeah,
ourselves with a solid 2-1 win against Cork, and then Drawdy United were on the back of a 3-0 loss to Shamrock Rovers. So yeah, well, what you gonna make of those two set of results, Ross?
yeah. Brada is an interesting one, isn't it? Because I've been kind of waiting for that little bit of a dip in form, and them to kind of slow down a little bit. And I feel like we're going to start maybe seeing that decline back to the median point now. I think at this stage. So I think it's been coming. I think I watched the highlights of the Rovers game. I think he's looked great value for the win. I think not sure if 3-0 was fair, but it seemed like they used all the chances and they didn't create much. I thought the penalty was a little harsh, but obviously it wasn't too significant in the end. But
Yeah.
looked like a very comfortable win for Rovers. Was that how it kind of looked to yourself?
Yeah, no, to be fair, it was. Draw that kind of their game plan was kind of to come to talent and frustrate us. And to be honest, like I know it was 0-0 at half time, but it was only a matter
Yeah,
of time until we scored. That sort of thing, they weren't providing enough of a threat the other way for us to kind of be worried. So yeah, I suppose they'll be hurting a bit. Like that, what that loss puts them third now.
mm.
Still 2 points off top level on point with Bows, but it's not like they're still in a very good position. But I suppose like
Yeah,
probably the worst. I was talking to a few Drogheda fans after the game. They were saying that's probably the worst they've played all season.
yeah,
So yeah, I think here it's not really an ideal game to be playing Derry because they're obviously in great form. Um,
yeah.
but yeah, I suppose predictions wise,
Is it draw at home, sir? Is it?
Drogheda in United Park, yeah. But to be
Yeah,
honest,
yeah.
I just can't see them beating Derry. I just can't, especially with the run Derry are on now. Like they're really
Mm.
motoring, aren't they? Like Liam Boyce is he's found the run of form that's made him have such a good career. So yeah, I don't know. I might go with a draw here. I might go 1-1. I think in
Yeah.
one of those games. What do you reckon?
Yeah, it's fair. I think we're going to lean just towards Derry to have enough. Obviously, similar to Cork last week, I think they're going to go to Drogheda and win again. I think it'd be really good. 4 or 5 wins in the bounce. That's it if they get it,
Yeah,
which would be some going. So, yeah, I think I fancy Derry to do Drogheda here. I think Drogheda will set the decline a little bit, and I don't know. I just think they might not so much get found out, but like just that tactic is kind of like you can only win so many, get so many points on the board, it will eventually start to kind of plateau a little bit. And I think there you have the quality with Adam White, with Michael Duffy, with Liam Boyce in a bit of form now. So Adam Riley's playing really well as well. Adam Riley. So I think there you have enough. I'll go 2-1.
yeah. Fair. Could easily see that. Yeah. So I suppose moving on then, and I can't believe I'm saying this. Eighth place Galway United are playing 10th place Sligo. Like I think there was a point not even a week ago when during the game weeks, like Galway had scored and they were top in a live table, and now they're eighth. Like
Yeah,
it's just
it's
it's just
crazy.
crazy. Like, but yeah, I think they've been really. I think they're just in a bit of a rut now. They're three losses in a row. I think after that
Three in a
Waterford.
row. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't think like obviously a fantastic start, but they're leaking too many goals. Like Galway are traditionally from last season a very solidly defensively resolute team. And I know that Moses tired this year and they're trying to play a bit more expansively, but you just can't be conceding goals every week, especially as a Galway United. You're not going to win every game.
No, no. Yeah, it's bit of a poor run they've been on as of late. It's a
Yeah,
bit concerning and it's crazy to see how quick things can turn. Like they obviously went to Shells, drew 2 well. I think they had a couple of other results. They got to Bows and won and stuff. They had a couple of great results there for a while. And then, yes, they've kind of fallen off a cliff. But it just shows you how quickly things can change because it's so congested and so tight. Like if they get a couple of wins, then they're back up in the mix. Like it's just like it's so hard to make any kind of decisive calls on where they're going to be competing kind of in this league table. So it's still early days. I think this is a good game for him to kind of turn it around in against the kind of an out of sorts Sligo team who, yeah, I've seen a couple of fans falling for John Russell's head. You're kind of thinking like do they have the players to play John Russell's style of football? John, we both rate him very highly, but
yeah,
he's probably suited to a team that's competing in the top 4 or 5
yeah.
rather than a team fighting in the bottom. So maybe like is it one of those where they should maybe go to a manager who plays a more pragmatic way to stay up, or should they go for a long term thing with John Russell? But I don't think they'll ever have the budget really for an own club, which is great. But will they have the budget to ever kind of suit the way he wants to play? I think he needs good players. he needs a bit of squad depth and stuff like that. I don't think that'll really suit him. So maybe they are better suited with a pragmatic manager. I think he'll go on to have a great career. Is it time that they part ways and a fresh body comes in, a fresh with a kind of with that style of play that might suit the squad a little bit better? It's hard to know, isn't it? But I can only see Galway winning this. It'd be narrow enough, but we'll go for 1-0 Galway.
Yeah, yeah, no, I agree with the goal result. I don't know with John Russell. Like, I just think he has so much credit in the bank. Like, he's been there for so many years. It's almost like Keylong at Bowes. Like, he's rebuilt so many squads, and I'm not surprised he's caught up with him.
Yeah,
Like, if you're losing 5 or 6 players, when you're starting 11 every year, like, eventually the recruitment isn't going to be spot on. Especially like with the players they recruited, like the first. Let's be honest. Like, I know that it's not really a first division squad, but it's the closest thing to it in the league.
yeah, yeah.
So I'm not surprised where they already are. Yeah, they'll be sick of it, the Bows game. Like they were banging that, and it's typical. Like that's what some say the late Bows. Like it's literally it's just become the weekly thing now. That can't go.
Yeah,
You were saying about the draw, the United winning games with 20% possession. So look, the league balances itself out over the course of the year. But yeah, here Galway will be hurting, Sligo will be hurting, but Sligo probably don't have the quality, so I'll probably go 2-0 Galway.
yeah. And I guess like are just lucky in the fact that Cork are shambles. We'll get on to them, but they are shambles. So there is still that
Yeah,
team to catch, and they're not nailed on for 10s really. Whereas they could easily have been if Cork had been a bit better this season. They'd have Sligo nailed on for 10, but they do have a chance of getting out of it. Like
100%. I suppose that's a nice little segue into our next game. St. Pat's are playing host to Cork City. Yeah, like look, glad about over the weekend. I can't believe Tim Clancy's gone, but I can. But like it's just like literally he's getting into at 7 o'clock on the Friday, and he's not the manager by midnight. Like it's just crazy.
it's crazy.
Like, you
Yeah,
got
the
to wonder going
circumstances
into
around it.
that game, like does he like has he made a decision before the game, or it's just so sudden, wasn't it?
Yeah. It felt weird, and it felt like an emotional decision nearly or something. I don't know,
Yeah,
like, but maybe I'd say it is something that's been must have been playing on his mind for a while. You'd imagine he wouldn't be that rash like about it. You
yeah,
wouldn't think, but we've seen him quite emotional after a lot of games this season. His interviews and bits and pieces, we have seen him emotional and stuff. So I don't know. I think he's probably frustrated with the recruitment, maybe, and maybe frustrated with kind of the ownership. I think a lot of fans are frustrated with the ownership at the moment and things like that. And if you're a Cork fan, let us know in the comments if you're watching what your thoughts are in that whole situation. Obviously, Cathal Sullivan will be leaving in the summer as well. So just there's a lot of stuff going on at Cork right now that just feels like a lot of negatives. Like obviously Keating probably out for the year. Cathal suddenly gone. Manager's gone. I don't think there's much of a coaching set up there. So
yeah.
yeah, it's a messy one, and they'll be right down in the mix down with Sligo battling for that playoff spot. You feel?
Yeah, 100%. Like Gennaro Daniel's been fine. To be fair, he's actually
Yeah,
he's been a light in a dark season for Cork.
100%.
But now look like with Clancy gone, like I don't know where Cork go from here. Like if they get like a key longer somewhere like that, I fancy them to stay.
Yeah, that's
If
true. Actually, yeah.
if they go for somebody who's never managed in the league before, so I actually think they're going to finish below Sligo. Um, I just think, as you're saying with John Russell, like it's just too good of a manager, especially if there was, if Cork have lose Carlo Sullivan, get an unproven manager, and there's no Shawnee Maguire and Rory Keaton, like I think that's curtains for them. But we'll see.
Yeah.
Long's available. Fewer there's Rory Higgins and so on. So
Well, I wonder how like are they willing to like it seems like they don't need to spend on certain thing a certain sort of like would they be able to afford to keep long or I don't know like I've seen it like I wonder would they even go for like someone random like a Damien Delaney or something just someone to give them their first crack at the whip like you just don't know who they could be looking at and who's on the short list at all like
yeah, you just don't know. It's like even one of those like with a John Russell, like if he was out of a job, like just thinking about on that side of the country, like who is there? Yeah, like Keelan would have to relocate down there, and like would he move
yeah
down there for that project? Probably not, depending on maybe Dermot Usher might loosen the purse strings, but yeah,
yeah he needs some assurances like
yeah, exactly, and I suppose then top of purse strings, Pats, you know, probably the biggest. Would we say they have the biggest budget in the league? I think they probably do.
I'd say it's tight between yourselves Pats and Derry probably in terms of wage budget I'd say
I suppose
would say
last season I would have said us. It's just the fact that we've lost players and haven't replaced them.
yeah that's true
And like
Derry obviously got the fortune there and a few lads and
Derry,
so
yeah.
yeah, so it's hard to know, but it's right up there for sure.
They're right up there. Yeah, I think one past fan was saying like Joseph Lang is on like bad money. Like he
I
turned.
think Kenny's on $5 a week anyway as well.
Yeah, heard that as well. Yeah. So look,
Yeah,
they're throwing money around, and where and we touched off this before, but where they are, they're fifth. And I know it's a tight league, but like it really isn't good enough in my opinion. And I've
no,
said it for a few weeks now. Even when they've been winning, it hasn't been looking convincing.
yeah,
I don't know. I don't know. I'd be interested in what Pats fans have to say. Please leave a comment. Let us know what you think of your season so far. But like, yeah, like Shells, you'd fancy going to Talca Park, getting something from that game, and the fact that
Go
they,
1-0 up as well. 1-0 up at
yeah,
half time.
exactly. You just regroup, and this is my problem with the Pats team. Like they don't seem to have that. Like who was saying it? Was it Keith Tracy who was saying it? It was like, look, they're a great team, but they don't have league winners in the team.
No.
Like
Yeah.
there's a lot of
Yeah.
players that have kind of been around the top four, but they don't. Like so, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I think it's a messy one. I think I've actually was chatting to a Pats fan, and they're kind of they say Kenny out, like which is a bit probably a bit
That
much
time of the
for like
year.
yeah, that time of the year, isn't it?
They
But
seem
like
to sack him on
he's
always this point of the year. Like,
yeah, yeah. So he signed a 5-year deal, is it, or something when he came in?
mm,
So like he's not going anywhere. I don't think being
mm,
very, very expensive person to get rid of. Like,
yeah,
but it just seems the second half of the games they just seem to be falling out. Like they were leading against Shells 1-0, obviously lost. Leading against Bows 1-0, lost. I think they've only won 2 away games this season so far. So the big concerns of their second half performances. I think Chris Forrest went off injured again against Shells. So that I think he's probably the only thing that's making him tick at the moment, really. So yeah, big. And I think a lot of fans getting out about Barry Bagley. I haven't seen a huge amount of them, but I've heard a lot of bad reports from fans
I
and
wouldn't
stuff.
press him
So
on a against Rovers. I don't think he
he's,
pushed the mustard at
he's
that
a,
level. Like,
no, yeah, yeah. So big concerns about if that's the line coming in to replace him. So he hasn't settled in really yet. So yeah, big concerns for Pats. This is obviously a good game for them, so you'd expect them to win. They're at home, so aren't they?
yeah, they are. They're at home against Cork. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I'll probably go for 2-1 Pats, a bit of a nervy one, but they should really have enough quality to turn Cork over, you think.
Yeah, 100%. I suppose that discussion sort of separated from this game, so to speak. Yeah, I think Pats even be more convincing. I'll probably go 3-1 Pats. I just think they'll have way too much for Cork, and Cork like going up there. And Richmond, it's a hard place to go, and I think Pats will win. Um,
Yeah,
but then, yeah, I suppose moving on then to John Coleman's Waterford off the flying start, playing host to Shamrock Rovers. Yeah,
yeah,
I suppose two teams in form here. Who would have thought like Waterford, like if you'd have said to me, 2 weeks ago, because in theory it is only 2 weeks ago that Waterford would have
yeah, yeah.
like after 4 games would have laughed at you, like, so yeah, like fair play to them, and a solid win against Galway, and then obviously yourselves, probably the best we've looked all season as well against Drogheda. And really took them seriously. As I sort of saying in the last video, like if we took them seriously, we stuck to the plan, reduced them to little to
Yeah,
nothing, and won the game. So yeah, but this could be a tough one. I really believe this is going to be a tough game. What do you reckon?
yeah, no, two, yeah, as I said, two of the informed teams in the league. I think Waterford are on like what 4-game winning streak or
Four
something.
games.
So they're flying and they're back amongst it again. Whereas Rovers as well, top of the league, and they'll be feeling themselves a little bit. So yeah, it's a tough one to call this. Tempted to go. Obviously, it's in the RSC, so you'd be tempted to kind of go down the middle on this. And I don't think I've gone for a draw yet. I'll go for a 1-1. I think it could be just a tough game for Rovers. I don't know what Rovers' away form has been decent enough as it this season. Obviously, I think the home form's been better, but
I suppose when I think about this game, like we have a very good record in the RSC from what I remember. Like we're always nicking late goals and doing
yeah,
doing well down there. So like that's probably why I'm going to go for a Rovers win here. Like yeah, as I said, we were very good down there. But then again, saying that it probably have jinxed it now. So I'll go with one of the Rovers win.
nice. Yeah,
What did you go with again?
I'll go 1-1. I think
Nice one. Yeah. So
need you to drop a few points.
yeah, 100%. And like it was
Yeah,
a win here sets up nicely for yeah, Pats on Monday, which we'll do in another video.
yeah,
But yeah, I suppose then finally that leads us to Bohemians against Shelbourne, the North Dublin derby. There's a lot of talking points here. Look, Damien Dove stopped the rot with a great win against Pats, and then obviously
yeah.
Lee say, yeah, it came off the bench and was the hero down in Sligo, which to be honest, I was quite happy to see it. Even as a Rovers fan, I was quite happy to see it
Really, yeah,
because like there's all this talk around him, and like it's kind of it's good we get some return on him. Sort of way. It would have been. I think it would have been a travesty if he left the league without doing anything. At least
yeah, yeah.
something to sing about.
Yeah, psycho killer, at least we say. Like, to get the chant going. Did you see his heat map? The League of Ireland
Oh,
Twitter page released his
two
heat map, and he
spots.
had like two spots in the pitch. So funny, like. But he took it well. To be fair, it was a good finish. Poor defending there, mind you, like very poor defending, absolutely bullied. But the take away from the finish, he absolutely buried it, didn't he?
Yeah, he buried it. Yeah, exactly. I suppose I can't really get my head around him because like the League of Ireland, look like it is on the up, but at the end of the day, like you played in the Premier League, even if you're a bit out of nick, surely you could still,
He's in
someone.
he's in his 20s, isn't he? Still, like
Yeah,
late
he's like
20s or something
28,
like that.
29. Yeah.
Yeah,
So I don't really get it. Like even if you are like a stone overweight, like surely that striker instinct's still there to come on and be around, be a fox in the box. But
Yeah, maybe
so,
he's getting going now. Like maybe this
yeah,
will be kind of a catalyst for him to kick on and maybe start getting a few more minutes under his belt. Like it's mad that he was starting games at the start, of start against Hughes in the opening day, and then he's kind
yeah,
of drifted out again. And Colin Whelan obviously is probably a better player than Whelan's in terms of in good shape, and he's a good player in his own right. But yeah, he's definitely, if he can make a few goals from him, he's worth the risk. You feel. And see, it was a big goal against Sligo, obviously worth a few points for him. So yeah, this game though, it's the big one. It's the big one for Shells to kind of back up that result. And I think Shells after this, I think they have a few kind of decent games after this. So I think they've the likes of Drogheda, the likes of Cork and Sligo in the next three after this. So it's a chance that they can kind of get a result here. They can kind of go on a 5 game unbeaten run and get back amongst that top three again. So you feel it's a good opportunity for them to do that, and hopefully eventually get Paddy Barrett and Boyd back in the mix. I'm not sure if it's gonna be this weekend. Probably not. Stop getting my hopes up, but um, this is a tough game to call, isn't it? Like
tough place
it's
to go.
Bows are in good form.
It's a tough
Yeah,
place to go. Yeah. This is the sort of game you don't want after getting the relief win. You kind of want them
yeah.
like a Sligo or a Cork to get a bit of momentum
You want
going.
to breathe a bit of a breather, like.
Yeah, yeah. So it's a tough one.
But then we've been struggling against the Corks and the Sligos and the Droghedas and stuff. So maybe we need a game that gets the juices flowing. And we
Yeah.
beat Bows at home. We drew with yourselves. We had a decent return in Dublin Derby so far this season. So maybe it's one that we need to keep the momentum going. It's just hard to know what the situation is, but yeah, big goal from Kerr McEnroe last week, and second half Duff kind of adjusted things tactically and got it right. So exploiting Pats, and it was a massive 3 points. So you'd be looking to get a result again. I'll stay conservative and go for a 1-1 draw, but yeah, this one could. It feel like I know, like I was watching the game talk back between these two sides. Chelsea the better side, definitely second half in particular, and it took a moment of magic from Meepo to win it. So you imagine it could be something similar, but I'll go for 1-1.
Yeah, these games are always feisty affairs. Am I right in saying Alan Reynolds and Damien Duff like they have a problem with each other? Or is there something like that?
Duff didn't shake his hand either. I don't think after the last one.
Yeah, whose hand does he shake?
He shook Stephen Kenny's last week anyway.
That's politics. That is.
Yeah.
Yeah, that,
He poured water on that whole situation anyway. I think the two of them did, didn't they? I think.
I think once the Aviva plans were cancelled, it was like okay, everyone go home.
Yeah. Nothing to
Yeah,
see
so
here. Nothing to see here.
yeah, exactly. So yeah, no, look here's a tough game. Yeah, I'll be inclined to join it with a draw. I'm probably gonna go 2-all. I think it'll be 2-1 Shells and both will get a late goal, the usual. Uh,
Yeah. Oh, that last 10 minutes of that game, you're just shitting yourself, aren't you? Just
oh,
still self base after the last 2 weeks. Like.
100%, yeah, 100%. So yeah, I think 2-all will be a good result. Not the worst result for both sides, to be fair.
No, take it.
Um,
Like.
especially with Shells playing on Monday night against Drogheda. So yeah, I suppose there we have it, guys. Our game week 16 preview and predictions. As I said, please leave a like on the video. Let's go get to 20 likes this week. And yeah, if you're new, please subscribe. And yeah, sure, we'll make another video for the Monday night European games on the Monday. So that'll come your way too over coming days. So yeah, cheers, Ross.
Take it easy, Luke. Thanks for you guys.